What's up, everybody? Welcome to Flagrant. And today we're joined by genuinely one of my favorite comics. He's working right now. Star of the new movie, You
I
People.
hate you.
Star of the new movie, You People. Carries the movie.
All right, this is what we doing. This is how we're playing. Come on, man.
We got Sam J in the building, bro. Sam's about to take over for Andrew Tate.
Oh shit!
Yo, Sam.
No, I am not.
Yo, you were talking before the pod. We were about to get some real Tate-isms.
Andrea Tate. This is it.
Remember before the pod, you were like, I'm not letting my girl drive my Bugatti. You were saying stuff like,
Yeah. Why were you saying that? That was weird.
I absolutely said nothing like that, guys. I was on Jennifer Hudson today, okay? I have
You got a lot to lose now.
Yeah, man.
She's like, let me hit the weed, I'm
you
a
did
mellow
something
out.
corporate earlier because you hit the weed the second you walked in the studio. You need to adjust.
Yeah.
Funny.
Okay, Hollywood ranting and raving about you.
Would you? Is that,
This is real.
it's
Andrew had the
real?
inside
Yeah,
scoops.
Yeah. I got that. Yeah, I was talking to Hollywood earlier today. And
Called him Hollywood?
Hollywood was ranting and raving.
Mr. Hollywood.
But what we need to know is, with this newfound superstardom, you know what I mean? Like, you know, how are you managing the expectations of wifey? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, you know, I went through my like cheating phase and like bullshit. I did, and we went through that. Like, we'll just dive right in. We went through that.
It's funny that it was a phase.
It was a phase.
It was a phase, right?
It was a phase.
Yeah.
I think it was a phase.
How long was the phase?
I'm on the other side of it, so I
Yeah,
can
yeah,
look
yeah.
at it very objectively and go like,
Oh, you faithful now?
yes, fully.
Yo,
Let's go.
That's big. That's big.
Hey, black women don't cheat. You know what I mean?
Black women don't cheat. No, seriously, I'm past it. You know what I mean? And like, so I guess even with like all this, because there has been some new attention, like just immediately. And I don't know if it's like, I don't want to say it's like, oh, people saw the movie. I just think I'm walking around with big dick energy right now. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
You
I'm
fly
walking
as
around
fuck.
with.
You fly as
I'm
fuck.
walking around with
Sam been fly.
Shit.
Sam been fly.
I'm walking around with a little swagger though, like my energy, my aura is coming off.
Yeah.
You can kind of feel when your shit's like transitioning, and I'm like, yeah, no, this shit is transitioning.
Can you?
Yeah.
So I'm giving a little bit of that energy to it. So definitely it's been like, it was crazy. Like I was coming up the cellar, she's gonna be so pissed I tell the story. We were just at the cellar and I came out and we good? It's my titty. Keeps pushing it. And I came out and I was holding her hand and this girl walked up, like got dead in my face, looked at her, then was like, hey, what bar are you going to next?
Oh,
And
shit.
I was like, this is fucking crazy. Wow. And I was like, I'm going home, you know?
Sam, you a square now?
I was like, I'm going home. What is happening here?
That's when you look at your girl, you're like, you see, man?
It was a phase.
So I'm like, damn, but now it's like for real. Like I don't even be looking at bitches, bro.
Wait, I don't know if I believe
No.
this.
Same.
I don't even register because there's no point. What's the point?
Fucking is good.
What's the point?
Yeah, you
Because
done all
I'm
the
not
fucking.
gonna cheat. I'm not gonna do it.
So
it's
don't
like
even
I don't
tempt
even need
yourself.
to register this person. Like they just be like blurs. It's just like, all right, lady.
But do you ever look in the DMs like that? Even Instagram keeps her.
I'll go in the DMs.
You gotta know.
No, but
you
the
know what I mean?
DMs, the ones where Instagram's like trying to be faithful.
This is what I will do. Like
Mark Zuckerberg
The
like, yo,
second
be.
the second one.
The second one is where the
I
danger
go with the
shit.
second one. I'll go and I'll bust the profile open because I want to know what I'm attracting.
Bust the profile wide open.
Yeah, let's see. Because I want to know how the caliber is shifting.
Yeah.
Wait,
Where's Sam at now?
I want to know. You know, you want a barometer.
And has it?
Yeah, shifted. This is shifted.
You just went from I don't look at women to I look at everybody.
Busted open.
Profiles
Just busting
profiles.
I mean in the streets.
Oh,
I mean
okay.
as I'm moving throughout my day.
Yeah.
Like there was a time moving throughout my day, I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
Damn. And now I'm just like,
Yeah.
this, for what?
But when you just at home, you just taking a shit or something like that, and you're on Instagram.
I want to know who's why, what I'm getting. Who's
You want to know how lucky your girl is.
Yeah.
Now, would you share, like, if you got a crazy DM, would you be like, babe, look where I'm at? Like,
I tried and she got mad. I did try. I was
seems like a bad idea.
what do you mean?
I was just like, hey.
Seems like a bad idea. That seems like a bad idea.
through it.
Yeah, no.
I tried.
No,
like,
nobody's
hey,
DMing
hey,
me, but that seems like a bad
hey,
idea.
your girl's coming up in the world. The bitches is getting better. Like, give me some props. Like, give me some props.
You'd be proud of me.
Yeah, like, give me some props. Give me a high five. Like, just be my homie right now. But
Yeah. She not having
it didn't work out that way.
What did she say? Did she try to DM
She
him?
said, I'll beat the fuck out of you and that bitch. Walked out the fucking room.
Could she though?
My girl?
Yeah.
She act like she can fight, but I don't believe that she can.
I don't. Yeah.
I don't believe she can. She always says she'll beat somebody up, but I don't think so.
Has she ever tried to square up on you?
Yeah, of course.
Really?
Yeah. I don't believe in all that, like, you should never get hit in a relationship. I'm like, I don't know what kind of relationships y'all be in, but I be cheating, so. Shit's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Like,
It's the new Tate.
Let's go.
This is the manosphere savior right here.
but like, shit's gonna happen. You know what I mean? Like, yes, she's definitely, yes.
Wait,
I've definitely pushed her to the limits.
Yeah. Now, I remember you telling me some fucking story. I think when we were in LA, you were telling me some shit about when you got caught or her catching you.
Oh, good Lord.
Is that private information? Or?
Yes, nigga.
Wait, is that? Wait. We're just some friends being chummy. Yeah. Wait. But also tell it. Yeah.
Since this is all behind me as a person.
Exactly.
I mean, yeah, I've been caught before. I always end up just telling on myself. Like, once the pressure's on, I'm like, man, yeah. I crumble really quickly she's good at lying. Like, she'll be like, I already know. I know what you did. And I'm like, oh, man.
It's like an interrogation.
Yeah. It comes just like,
we got
intense
evidence on
Good
you.
cop, gay cop.
And then I'm like, I don't know. And it's like, I don't know what she really does know and what she doesn't know. And then the more you go fishing, the more you're like, ugh. And then she's good at being like elusive enough where I'm like, she might. And then I'm just like, man, I can't live like this.
Yeah.
So I was like, yo, I did the bad thing.
And have you ever admitted to the bad thing and then she thought it was some other shit?
If she did, she played it. I don't know. She's still holding those cards, if that's the case.
Oh, some just in case.
Yeah, you got to get an attorney. You got to get a lawyer or something. Like, you need representation. Like, you can't be snitching on yourself all the time.
Bro, that's why I'm out the game. I'm done, bro.
How long y'all been together?
We've been dating off and on for 15 years.
Wow.
So how long you been?
Yeah, how was
clean?
How was the phase?
I mean, we went through a whole thing like that. It's just not super secret. Like, I talked about it on pause. Like, we went through a whole thing, and we went through an actual breakup and stuff like that. The summer I was doing the movie, really, like, right around that time. And it's been like a year.
So you've been together 15 years and you've been faithful for one of them?
Like a year.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
That's like 7%.
7%, bro.
It's the rest of her life, though. Also, you gotta look at it's the rest of
you
her
gotta
life.
add that.
Fair.
Yo, whose team you on?
I know, that's crazy.
Also,
Akash, come on, bro.
That's a long phase.
All right, but slow down, pimp stick. Like, I'm not, like, chill the fuck out. One, this is 15 years off and on. Like, we're American, we're not Indian. We don't just lock up at fucking 10 years old.
Your parents didn't arrange it?
Stay together. My nigga. Like, we were dating off and on this 15 years. It was a consistent 15 years.
Hey, why are you making it racial? I'm just doing math as Indians do.
That's all I'm doing. Okay?
You also don't count. If it's one time a year, that's only 15 times.
No. And it wasn't. I've only cheated twice.
Thank you. See?
I've only cheated twice.
You need an attorney. I'll represent you. I'll represent you.
2 times. I wasn't just out here like going crazy.
light work.
I only
You're a
cheated
great
twice.
actor, yo. You're a fucking great actor.
We have the evidence on you.
Yeah.
We know what you did.
Wow.
We know what you did.
So he waited 14 years to cheat?
We would date
Al
often.
doesn't respect you the other
So
way.
I'm like, I'll break it down to y'all. Y'all really must know. You want the fucking details. We were together.
You didn't know this a gossip podcast?
We broke up. And then we got back together. So when I met her, okay, so first of all, I have a problem with cheating, period. So when I met her, I was with somebody. So I cheated with her on the person that I was with.
That doesn't
She should
count.
give you one.
No,
She should give you one.
That doesn't count towards the record, though. That's fine.
So then
Pimp stick.
I like immediately like left that person.
Mm-hmm.
Like had sex with my girl, and the next day I was like, yeah, we can't be together anymore. Because I knew I wanted to keep having sex with my girl.
it was that
fire.
I was like,
That
it
was
was that
that
fire. I was like, I'm
Right,
coming
right,
back a bunch of times over here.
Right.
So I need to like be out.
How did you break up with your old
I
girl?
just
Because you
told
gotta
her,
be like,
I just came home like, hey, yeah, this ain't working. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but
I
now
gotta
she
do
knows,
me.
right?
Yeah,
Did she
for sure.
understand? Like,
Yeah, she was just like, no, she didn't understand. She was pissed. But then I got with my girl. Then
Wait till she sees this. Though.
we were together.
Box trash.
We were together, and then my girl.
I'm just saying. That's what you said.
That's not what I said.
You just, you
I
know
just
what I mean?
found some better box. That's all. I didn't say hers was trash.
But you just found like a more
It
elite.
just,
found
it just
elite.
got better. It
Yeah.
just got better.
It does get better. That's what they say.
So then we got me and my girl together. Then she claimed she didn't cheat on me, but she cheated on me.
Oh.
We broke up.
Oh wow!
I got back with the girl I was with before that.
So you went back to the old box.
I went back to the old box because I was down bad. Then
This poor girl, bro.
that's what happened. No, and I always feel bad because she was a very good person. I've always felt really bad about that, genuinely. In my
White girl.
No, black girl. I've never dated a white girl.
G's up.
Oh shit.
Now we're connecting. Al quiet over there.
Then we got back together again.
What is that? You Dr. Umar grabs her arm. Right? Stay right here, motherfucker.
But we got back together and shit. So we broke up, right? She cheated. We broke up. I got back with the other girl. Really do I still like love my girl. Me and the other girl ended up just not working out. Get back with my girl. She does some foul shit again.
Whoa, Sam, you're the victim here.
Yeah, yo.
Thank you. Does some foul shit again. We go through it, but we were just young and going through it. It's whatever. Then I got married, dog. I married a whole another person.
you got married?
Yes, I married a whole another person because I was like, I really love my girl. I hit her up and I was like, do you want to be with me? Do you want to run the streets? And she was like, I'm having fun. And I was like, all right, then I got to kind of like get you out of my life and my system because I'm always like kind of on this, you know,
lesbians
hamster
really
wheel.
do be moving in with each other after one day.
yeah,
Like, that
it's
shit is
quick.
crazy.
on this like hamster wheel with you. So I was like, I just gotta, if you don't want to be with me like that, I'm talking about my old girl. I was like, if this is not really gonna happen, then I gotta like go.
Yeah.
In the process, I met the woman I married. The day I got married, my girl called me from a block number like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you know we're supposed to be, you're bugging, like, divorce this bitch. And honestly, when she on the phone, I was like, this marriage isn't gonna fucking work. She's gonna she's going to destroy
The day
this.
of?
Yes, day
Was all your family there and shit?
Because I had blocked her, so she couldn't get in contact with me, so she called me from another number.
Wow. That's crazy. From the payphone. That's ominous.
So after that, I was like, damn, that's crazy. Then I got comics to watch.
Hold on. Don't bring up comics to watch.
That matters.
Don't bring up Byron Bowers.
Your ex called you on your wedding
about the
day?
craziest thing ever. You about to get married, and this girl calls you and says, "Don't do that shit."
Byron
Yes,
catching it
yeah.
straight.
That is shout out to Byron, but this is nuts.
I just said I do, and I was like back in my room changing.
No.
God, dude.
Was your family there? Like, was everyone there?
No, it was very small. We went to like Provincetown, and it was like a couple of my cousins. It was like a small thing.
Right.
You didn't believe in this from the beginning.
Not really.
It was a bringer show?
Not inviting your family.
There's 20 people there?
Yeah, it's like an open mic wedding. You don't need to be at this one.
Yeah.
Come to
Papered the
next
room.
one.
The room's papered.
It was super small. And yeah, she called me and she was just kind of like, what are you doing? Like, you know this isn't gonna last.
What happens when you hear a
and
voice
you
on the
know,
other side?
I'm like, my
Oh,
heart
fuck,
like
it's
stopped.
immediate, right?
I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
oh
yeah.
no, like, ugh, she's back. You know, like,
yeah,
because I know, like, I'm like so in love with her. I know. I know.
yeah.
This is why I like blocked her from everything.
She should have busted in the church and been like, I object. Like, that would have been fire.
I just like
the old movies?
whatever, but so then after that, I got comics to watch, and she happened to be here because she was working at the Victoria's Secret fashion show. So she was like, yo, I want to see you. We need to have a conversation. Like, we need to sit down face to face and have a conversation.
And that's love too, because she could be trying to get after them Victoria's Secret models, but she wants what you got.
So then I was,
I mean,
true.
she was.
You know what I mean?
She probably was doing a little both.
Maybe.
Like,
Damn, Al!
Tell me the truth. She waited for you.
the track record.
She waited for you. She waited for you.
Nah, but that's back then.
She waited for
Right.
you.
They both Good.
So
Y'all some toxic motherfuckers. Yo, golly.
So I told my wife.
Golly.
So AKA love.
Yes, that's what I think. But I told my wife that I was trying to be like really like, hey, I don't want any shit. She's gonna be there. I did not plan that. This is circumstance. Blah blah blah. She wants to have dinner. Like she knew all about her. Like she, this is an important person in my life. Like I do believe this requires some closure. She was like, cool. I trust you, which is a bad decision.
Wow.
I went.
If Young Metro go.
I went. I had the dinner or whatever. And then after the dinner, I was like, damn, like I love her. You know what I mean? Like I kind of like I was like, this is.
Was she gassing you up too?
She was just.
She smelled good. She smelled good.
She looked great. She smelled good, but also she is my best friend for real.
So you guys were just chopping it up.
She knows me, so she said real shit to me. She was like, "You're settling." She was like, "Even if you're not with me, you've never been a person that settles. What the fuck are you doing?" And I was like. Damn, I am.
Gaslighting.
Like,
That's gaslighting.
That's gaslighting, yo.
like,
That's
gaslighting.
Damn, I am settled. But it was true. It was true. I met this woman. I married her like quickly with like, I would say maybe 9 months with knowing her. It wasn't like, she wasn't bad like the way that I date. And it was just like, in every way, I was like.
Shots at these exes, yo.
Yo, your exes behind you.
This is
in every way it was.
Future.
It was just different. She was dope in 1,000 ways. It was just very different. And it was just like, but I don't think it's a bad thing. She was also running from something too. It was two people kind of
trying to distract themselves from some real shit.
Yes, both of us were making like that type of submission because I was broke as fuck. She made way more money than me. She dated professional people usually. I was like broke, dirty comic at this time. So like she was settling in a million ways too. So it wasn't one-sided by any means. But after that shit, I kind of knew, and then the marriage did not work out. Partially, I think because I was bringing that energy now. I didn't cheat or anything, but I was just bringing that energy. And then there was just some other problems that were just there. And that were going to be there because we rushed into it and didn't take our time. And we weren't, like, there was just a million things that was going to go wrong. Yeah. And it ended up ending in some wild shit. I talked about on my album. She punched me in the face. And then, like, the police had to come and all this shit. And the next day, my girl, my fiance, came to L.A., because she had took everything at the apartment. All I had was a futon. She took everything. So my fiance came to LA, like, to just help me, like, deal with the court shit I had to do it and just be there with me. Because I was just alone in an apartment on a futon. And then, like, 2 weeks from that happening, I got SNL and moved to New York.
Wow.
And then she came with me to New York, and we've been together since. And then the cheating started on my end.
Hey, you start seeing them New York baddies.
On my end, and I cheated twice within this 5-year period.
Even, yo.
Even.
That's a wash. That's a
You're not a
wash.
cheater. You're someone who got cheated on and then just got even.
Yeah.
Very different.
It's a wash.
Very different.
I was wrong, and I have grown.
That's the right thing.
That's what you're
that's
supposed to
what-
say.
yeah,
That's what you're supposed to say.
Yeah, when we get off podcast, we're going to talk for real.
She
can't hear it.
Yeah, that's, you've been institutionalized. We've all been there.
But beautiful. When you gonna lock it down?
that line
You
at the
married
shop
the
there?
other one in 9 months. This one you've been with 15 years. I think she.
You
I'm
proposed. You proposed, right?
Yeah, she's engaged. She said that.
okay.
My fiance now.
Yeah.
engaged.
When's the wedding?
2024.
Okay.
Fall or spring, we're trying to get married in Martha's Vineyard. So we're just
Unless they
trying to
make a
find time.
sequel to you people.
Then I'll be busy. Then I'll have work to do.
Push it back.
So that first wedding was just as fast as the one in you people.
Sam. Okay, so obviously great things happening from you people. Marriage is almost marriage is in a very good place.
Great
Like,
place.
this is good things happening for you.
Yeah, I feel good, balanced.
Do you feel good with things going so well, or is that a more difficult situation for you emotionally?
I wouldn't say it's more difficult, but I have been trying to, I'm when's the other shoe gonna drop type of thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that like looms over me, and I've been like really like working on that, just like spiritually, like letting go of fear.
Because that will fuck people up too.
Yeah.
Because now you're so focused on the negative thing that could happen.
Yep. So I've been just working on that was my New Year's resolutions. I just want to be less fearful, period.
Yep.
of
Yeah.
things. Like, because when good things happen to me, then I'm like, man, maybe I shouldn't get on any planes for a while. You know what I mean? It's like my brain just
like, am I
goes
pushing
to-
it?
Yeah.
Like, do I need to go to Miami?
Yeah. It's like
All
maybe I
alike, bro.
No, but it's true. It's not like a guilt. Like, it's not like success makes you guilty in a way, but there is a version of it where it's like, should I be more grateful for this? Am I pushing this too far?
Am I going
Like,
too hard? Like,
Also, sorry, but this is an industry where it's extreme highs and a lot of extreme lows. So you're just kind of, we've all been through the extreme lows and the extreme highs. We've all taken that trip at least once. So when you're at the extreme high, you're like, bruh, is the shit coming around the corner and I don't see it? Because last time I didn't see it, so this time I need to see it. That's for me at least.
That's interesting. I feel like it's more like a relationship with like, I'm not even religious, but like with God almost. I'm like, am I acknowledging the blessings enough?
I have that fear too.
Hey, bro, like, hey, this is awesome. And I don't want you to think that I'm taking this shit for granted.
Right.
And if I do some wild stuff like go skydiving for no fucking reason, I'm wondering if God's going like, oh, you want to play with this?
Oh,
Yeah.
Icarus?
Yeah.
Exactly. You're flying too close to the sun.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
Exactly. So, and then it can like get weird, like weirdly obsessive where you're just like, damn, like, you know, like when I knew the movie was coming out in like 2 weeks, I'm like, oh, I just gotta stay alive till January 27th, please. Just let me be good. Cause so much crazy shit's happening all the time, you know?
Yeah.
So it was like just trying to work on that fearfulness that just kind of naturally like
That is the weird thing. Like
some of that is
want
healthy.
And like crave success, you know, and want and crave like a creative outlet, but at the same time have like a fear associated with it, and you never have to worry about that shit until you actually get success. You know what I mean? Like you think the success will be peaches and cream. You're like, okay, I got it.
It'd be
I'm good.
liberating.
It's not liberating in a lot of ways, and especially if you're used to fuck shit happening, that becomes your normal.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And nobody is there to like help you through that. Because how many other people have experienced the level of success?
And it all you just sound like crazy to people. It's like
Sounds super privileged. Oh, it's so hard having a movie come out.
it's like chill out, you know what I mean?
For real.
Yeah, so I just been trying to like really just when that stuff like sparks up. I do believe in God. So I just try to just have that spiritual conversation of like, this isn't real. You need to like chill.
Yeah.
You need to just embrace what's happening around you. You know, just like talk
it's okay
myself
to have
back.
blessings, yeah.
Yeah, just talk myself back from like the ledge of whatever that is.
I was thinking about, because I was talking to Charlemagne about like the greatest public speakers ever. And he brings up Bishop T.D. Jakes and like, obviously, you know, Farrakhan. I was saying Dave, like Chappelle, just has like public speaking ability.
Yeah.
But I was wondering, can we use religious folks as greatest public speakers because they have the best bars ever?
Yeah, I think.
But without, like, I need to see you talk on like real estate or some shit. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can't talk on God because God gave you the most fire things ever to say.
But like Martin Luther King's like a religious person. He's a preacher, but he's a dope public speaker.
But he wasn't talking about Christianity.
He wasn't though.
He was talking about ruining white people's lives.
Yes.
Right? Like it's ruining everything that we work so hard for. Right? Like,
Ruining everything that you worked so hard for.
yeah. That's a dream? No.
But do you consider actors worse if they have a fire script? If the dialogue is amazing, the writer's genius, does it make the acting worse?
Ooh, that's a great point. So you almost have to treat it like acting, like the skill of delivery.
Mm-hmm.
Also, there's a speech around the sermon. It's not the bars are the greatest bars, but it's not. They don't just read those and then get off the stage.
Yeah.
They dissect one or two lines and then do the whole sermon around
they also
that.
got to make the bars great. Like it's the way they come into it and come out of it,
delivery.
and it's all the stuff they build around it.
Yeah.
Like God is
Even-
Quentin Miller and then the preacher is Drake.
Yeah.
Man, you gotta hate on Drake all the time, son. Why are you hating Drake
Well,
so
I
much?
actually
This
was
guy hates
nonstop.
Drake. Yo, it's
You
like,
hate Drake?
For
No,
one
I thought
reason,
I was
he's
complimenting
half
him.
white.
I love Drake.
I thought I'm complimenting the preacher.
Why would he hate
Why
it for
would
that?
that be a compliment?
Because I'm just saying the preacher is great.
Hold on, work yourself out of this one. Go. Go.
I just said the preacher deserves credit because you don't just get the bars, you do everything around it.
But you are kind of taking a shot at Drake.
A small shot.
Oh,
Not that much. I didn't think it was worth stopping down the pod.
crediting his whole
I
fucking.
didn't think it was worth stopping down the pod. You know what I mean? This is a fact we all know, and I'm still making the light.
He
of
fell
it.
off the balcony at the show. That's why he's pissed.
The Apollo.
Yeah, he was that guy.
Yeah,
It's all right, Akash.
I didn't even know that
You didn't go to his town and make fun of his baby mama. So I think you'll be good. I think you'll be good, bro.
Oh, hey, good point.
Yeah, like,
Good point. Drake has a
That was
sense
the
of humor.
phase I was going through.
Yeah, it was a phase.
Oh, the phase.
I was making fun of baby mama's phase in my life, so I figured that out.
Bro,
God,
phase
man.
is the best
Yo,
ever.
phases are crazy
Yeah,
though,
yeah.
because sometimes they just take hold of you, make you behave in a way you would never
You would
behave.
never behave that way. And you're
A
like,
phase will
whoa, that's
gaslight you.
crazy.
Yeah. No, but yeah, I don't know why Akash has this animosity towards Drake.
That was an animosity. That was a lighthearted shot.
But
yours was mean.
You do say
your shot was mean.
I mean.
I hate on Drake, but I understand a lot. He's a lot of people's greatest ever, and I can't argue with it.
But
I
you don't
object-
like him.
Objectively, he's great. I'm not a fan.
I love
But
Drake.
I give him credit. Objectively,
He's the
he's
best.
great. He just doesn't grab
Okay,
me.
let's have this here right here. Why do you hate Drake? Because you're talking to someone who loves Drake here.
I love Drake.
I don't love Drake because I like living vicariously through rappers.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, Drake was never somebody that was like, oh, I want to do, like DMX was somebody who's like, I can never live this life in a million lifetimes.
You know that you can be like emotionally connected to someone and
yeah,
long
I'm
for them.
therapized.
But being DMX,
Heartbroken is my year 1 through 31. You know what I mean? Like, what? This is not new to me. That
That's all I
DMX
love
shit,
to
argument.
hear.
that
This is
DMX
good.
shit is like, whoa. This guy's talking about shit that I've never been exposed to. I could see a whole new world to this. DMX is like The Wire on record for me. Or The Wire on wax.
That's a fire argument. Yeah.
That's my actual feeling. And Drake, I was always like, I don't, yeah. When you say the thug shit, I don't buy it. And when you say the heartbroken shit, it's like, buddy, I'll go listen to an R&B album and cry myself to sleep, whatever, however I used to deal
It's
with it.
almost too relatable.
Yeah, I you know.
Okay, good point.
Okay, Sam's not buying it. I thought
Counterpoint.
this was a good argument.
that
Sam's
was
not
good.
buying it. What?
First of all, you haven't been through what Drake, the type of heartbreak Drake is talking about, you haven't experienced.
You don't know how big of a sucker I am.
No, it's not the sucky shit, because he's also talking about being like a rich poppin' nigga and like trying to deal with these hoes and with what's going on and like all this.
Take a look, you know?
You haven't been dealing with that from 1 to like whatever years you said. Like, no, absolutely not. And like, and on top
I'm wearing
of that,
sneakers that cost hundreds of dollars.
so am I, but I'm not gonna pretend like that.
At least 3,
So
I don't remember.
When Drake was talking that way, you were wearing sneakers that cost hundreds of dollars, and you
No,
were,
no, I was very
That's my
poor.
point.
Yeah.
So
But
at that point in your life, you don't have Drake experiences at all.
But that wasn't romantic to me in the way that like thug shit was romantic. It was like, oh, I'm heartbroken all the time. That's whether your level of dealing with fame or whatever. These are problems that aren't as like fantastic, I guess, as like fantasy type.
Yeah.
As like, oh, this motherfucker's in the streets doing dirt.
Well, I guess the
How
difference,
might relate to
I
shit
guess
from
the
back then.
hard
I
line
didn't.
difference is like I'm a real nigga and not a lame, so I already knew them type niggas who do dirt in the streets and live like that's not vicarious to me.
Agreed. I'm a lame.
That's not vicarious.
I'm a
for-
suburb kid.
Like exactly, not a lame. I didn't mean like a lame. I'm high,
Yeah.
but yeah, you know what I'm saying. Like
That was mean. I think we
Yeah,
can
no,
agree
I
that.
apologize. That was just a high. I was just high as shit.
Yeah.
But you know what? I kind of liked it. So let's light that back up.
You have to own it.
The meaner the better.
This is kind of fun.
Yeah,
this is
I don't like therapy, Sam. Sam's too therapized, bro.
Yeah.
Like suburbs.
Suburbs, yeah.
like a
Can't even
suburban
say the
kid.
shit.
Like
She's so hood, she can't even say suburbs.
suburban kid. Like I grew up around niggas often,
Yeah,
drug
I did
dealers
not.
in there. I know them, and it was whatever. So it didn't seem that vicarious.
So
Where-
that life is too familiar for you.
yeah, where Drake, I'm like, this nigga's turned. Like he just, this is cool. Like
And Drake is a suburb kid who kind of plays that hood shit, and I'm like, well, that's a lot of kids I know. You
like,
know what I mean?
Yeah. So there might just be the closeness of the.
And that doesn't, I'm truly not saying he's not incredibly talented, incredibly smart, incredibly charismatic. But for
Right.
me, it's like, I know less talented, charismatic, smart versions of you already.
All right, guys, we gotta take a break for a second because you got 24 hours. Time is ticking. You have 24 hours. From the beginning of this podcast, it was 24 hours to go to gamersubs.gg and get the best fucking powdered energy drink in the Flagrant universe for free. They're giving out free samples for 24 hours. You need to go do that right now. Yes, it's the best. It's the keto friendly, zero sugar, organic caffeine, no fillers, 6 of the body's most crucial vitamins and minerals, the electrolytes, but who cares? You don't care about that. You want to stay up, you want to stay focused, you want to stay locked in, and Gamer Subs has got your back. And you know what else? They got it for free. Flagrant. Make sure you use that promo code FLAGRANT at gamersubs.gg. Oh, you live international. Oh, they're going to kill you with the shipping. International shipping is free too. You got no excuses. You're welcome. You got no excuses. You're welcome. Go now. 24 hours. It's actually less than that. From the beginning of this ad, it's even less. Time is ticking. But you know where you're going to make it up? You staying all night blasting through video games or whatever the fuck you need to do with that Gamer Subs. Go get it right now. Promo code FLAGRANT. Let's get back to the show. All right, guys, we're going to take a break for a second because you never know what could happen to you in your life. You could be riding home on your bike, get hit by a Subaru, phone flies out, completely cracked. You sprain your ankle. You know what I mean? Something crazy like that could happen, like happened to Shifty. And then if you don't have a lawyer that's got your back, if you don't have a law firm that's gonna make sure you get what you deserve, you just stuck on the middle of the street in Bushwick, ankle twisted, phone smashed, Subaru pulling away. You don't need that in your life. What you do need is Morgan & Morgan. That's what you need. Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm. They have over 100 offices nationwide and more than 800 lawyers. Listen, with over $15 billion recovered for their clients, Morgan & Morgan has proven track record of fighting to get you your full and fair compensation, okay? What did Shifty end up getting from that Subaru situation, a bowl of Chipotle? You can get way more than that if he had Morgan & Morgan, okay? He didn't have Morgan & Morgan for that situation. He tried to handle it himself. Why are you gonna do that? You submit an injury claim with Morgan & Morgan. It is so easy. It's more like using an app than hiring a lawyer, honestly, okay? Submitting a claim to Morgan & Morgan, it's like ordering takeout, then hiring a lawyer. That's how simple this is. So with Morgan & Morgan, you can submit a claim without ever having to leave the couch. In 8 clicks or less, you can submit a claim to Morgan & Morgan. So if you're ever injured, you can check out Morgan & Morgan. Their fee is free unless they win. Think about that. There's no cost unless they win. For more information, go to forthepeople.com/flagrant or dial #law. Okay, that's #529 from your cell phone. That's forthepeople.com/flagrant. Or #law. That's #529 from your cell. Now let's get back to the show. Can we go? Yeah. Can we show the scene of the movie where you get to see Sam's stroke game?
Oh yeah.
Oh, we're judging. I knew it was gonna come to this one day. I was waiting for Twitter to do it, but all right, we'll do it here.
Okay, so there's a bachelor party. We're all part of like a Jonah Hill's friend group, right? And right now it's not even Vegas. It's like Palm Springs or some shit.
Where we shot it, but we're supposed to be in Vegas for the purposes of a movie, I think.
The girls are in Vegas.
Oh, the
girls are in Palm Springs.
We're in Vegas. Okay, so then we're in the hotel room before we go out partying, and there's just like a montage of us doing drugs and having fun. But there are a couple of funny moments with blow up dolls. Let's just watch it and see what happens.
Yeah,
Sam, let's just watch it.
And I don't know what exactly we can include on YouTube, so some of this might get cut out or it might get silenced.
But you can always go watch the movie.
Where though?
Maybe on Netflix.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Now.
No big deal, but like an absolutely smash fucking hit when it comes to the numbers.
This is the craziest cast I've seen in a comedy in years.
Yeah.
Like the cast is crazy. Lil Duval's in the background of this scene. I mean, just everybody in it. It's unbelievable.
All right, you want to watch it?
Yeah. Hold on. Okay, Sam. So what were you thinking in that? What was the motivation? Like, how do you prepare for a scene like that?
I think in every like acting experience, there's a moment where your integrity is going to get tested. You know what I mean? Where they're gonna be like, "Hey, do something really silly and uncomfortable," and you got to be like, "Am I making this movie or am I not making this movie?"
Yeah.
So I definitely didn't want to do it. I definitely was like, "This is stupid, bro." So then there was like a decision had to be made in the moment.
Yeah.
Do I try to stroke for real? That sounds crazy. Sounds crazy. Or do I just make it look crazy? And I was like, and if you notice,
This is my favorite part.
I'm kind of at the leg.
You're not
I
even
intentionally
at
was
the
not
pussy.
at the pussy. I was like, we not playing that game. So
watch the video. Watch. She's not fucking the pussy. She's fucking the leg joint.
I'm trying to maintain as much of my integrity as I can.
Ah, okay.
Not me. I'm
This
eating
guy.
box backwards, bro.
No, you eating ass.
I was like,
boy.
That's the
a
worst
great way to say
69.
it.
You eating ass and you just get your dick just headbutted in the back.
That's a great way to say you're eating ass, though. I'm eating box backwards.
I'm eating box backwards.
Fire.
No, I was.
fire.
I fell asleep eating box and woke up. acting choice. No big deal. Oh, fuck.
Oh, wow, that was
yeah.
multiple.
Yeah, you see him in the corner still going for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Yo, this is what's weird about those scenes is like, you're doing a scene, there's no direction, and you're seeing like the other acting folks, like the people who actually know how to act.
going for it.
Because they're like, I'm gonna get, noticed in this scene.
Mm-hmm.
So you're like, okay, how can I be creative in this scene and do something that will stay? But then it does start digging at you. It's like, do I need to be seen in the scene without talking? And there's just a doll.
And you're there for probably how long hours you're shooting this?
Oh, we're there for the whole day.
So you're just the whole day to just think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These 8 seconds.
You feel like you don't want to try too hard? Is
But
that what you're
also,
saying?
you don't want to.
just go
You don't.
It's not try too hard, but it's like, bro.
I don't want to look corny.
I don't want. You're still a comic. You're like, this is corny, bro. I'm about to get here just fucking plastic dolls with niggas. That's stupid.
Like we say funny things for a living that are smart.
When you phrase it that way, because
I know.
when I watch it, I'm like, oh, this looks fun, but I can't even imagine the awkwardness in the room
like, yo.
when it's quiet. It's just like,
Yeah, you're like, yo, what are we doing?
Yo, the worst is like you're doing it, it's not even your coverage. Like the camera ain't even really on you. It's like
Like,
kind of on
what?
you. Like, do I really need to eat the pussy of a doll
from behind?
from behind? And like you just see the back of my head. Like, what am I doing with my life? But what I loved about this is like you look like you got shoulder pads on. Like,
Yeah.
Fucking that foot now.
I mean, there were lines to this.
oh
if
yeah,
you
we had
wanna-
some lines. We had some.
We have them
you
right
actually
here.
had-
Oh, we got the script.
No, we're not doing that.
We got the script.
No,
We
we're not
got
doing
the
that
script.
shit. No, we're not doing
Why
that.
not?
Because if it was supposed to be in the movie, it would have been in the movie. But,
Wow, I never seen Andrew not play before.
No, I played. I was definitely
bro,
playing.
for real.
I mean, this made it in the movie. This
What
is
is this?
a beautiful moment. This is
great.
I think this is one of the best scenes for the movie, in my opinion.
Hold on, let me see this. Huh?
Yeah.
I stormed the Capitol.
Wow.
Guys, it's called
Wow.
acting.
That was great.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
What did you think of his decisions there? You're a good actor, so I'm curious. What did you think of what he did?
I thought you pulled it off. I thought for the situation that we were in, for the situation that we were in, and it was kind of
She's
like,
an amazing
it
actress.
was like, go ahead.
That was believable.
Hating.
Go crazy.
That was great.
No, he's
Objectively,
hating. He's hating.
objectively great. I
No,
love
his
that.
scenes
And
were
it
great.
was all like, he just had to make shit up.
It was just very cool that Kenya let you ad lib, and a very smart choice to just play yourself. I thought that was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was all
Also,
great.
when you went to January 6th, you were just like method acting, like trying to prepare for the role.
I was trying to get up in there, bro.
Oh, really?
I was trying to get up in there. Yeah, 100%. 100%.
That was just preparation for the role.
Yeah.
That's
I
great.
was chasing down Pelosi, bro.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was chasing her down.
Did you did a little party you want to go?
Hells yeah.
Yeah, right.
It looked
Just
lit.
like there's
I
a bunch
wanna
of white people
see-
doing something.
Oh no, not that. Like not that part. I wanted to change the course of America. Like
Just to stop the steal. Yeah.
no, in the same way that like I want to go to a Billy Joel concert. I don't listen to Billy Joel, but people geek out over Billy Joel.
That's what I'm saying. There's a bunch of white people. They're gathered. They're hyped, and they doing something.
yeah.
So it's like some of your whiteness gotta just want to see like what's they would have.
Now you trying to bring me into it? You trying to bring me into it on like some white shit?
Would you observe it? Like, would you go
You're
like
not
with,
curious
with
about that?
binoculars just to see?
I didn't care because I was just like, there's these white people over here acting wild. I didn't care, but if
I
a
thought
bunch
it was
of
crazy.
I mean, I thought it was crazy, but I didn't care about going or what. I didn't care. If a bunch of black people were like, I was like, I want to see what these niggas doing. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I'll be
Like,
honest with you. If a bunch of black people did it, I would be as far from that.
Yeah,
place.
no, I agree. Because if it's white people and I'm there, I might be like, let's go see what's going on. We're gonna live. If it's black people storming the Capitol, I'm like, I want to live. So
I'm not
not
saying
gonna
like
be anywhere
storming
near
it.
this.
I'm not saying specifically. I'm just saying a gathering of my kind in a mass of any. I would be like a little bit interested in. Oh, what's
This is the
happening?
interesting thing about whiteness is that there's so many white people. you guys think we all identify as white.
Who's you guys? Is that
Black
you,
people.
you people.
Because I think this often happens, like, and it's unfair to black people, but you guys have this like monolithic judgment, right? It's like there is one way to be black, there's one opinion set for being black, and if you divert from that opinion, you probably had shit with this before, where it's like you're being Sam J, not black person that's also Sam J, and that can be like frustrating. Whereas like white people, when you're the majority or whatever, it's like we chop ourselves up into these little groups. So the white people that obviously don't care to go do that are like, oh yeah, those are those types of white people. but we don't go, oh yeah, that's our group that does it.
I get what you're saying.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's just separate from it.
You don't even feel a relation because when white is like normalcy, if you will, you have to subdivide.
I get what you're saying.
You know what I mean? So I think that like, yeah, I remember seeing, just thought it was like I'll be honest, I want to see fucking, I want to go to them Trump rallies. I did, like these people are going crazy for this guy.
Crazy.
And I just wanted to see the energy. Like, I've been trying to talk to fucking Dr. Umar we talked about this, but like she was Dr. Umar for Halloween.
Oh, that's fire. That's a good
Last
costume.
year.
That's a good
Like
costume.
she was up on it early.
Yeah.
But like
I love Dr. Umar.
this guy's
Great.
a communication genius. And I'm like, I just want to talk to him. I want to go to one of his things. Like I just need to be in the environment and like experience it. So yeah, that's what it comes down for me. I mean, it helps that I agreed with what they did, but in terms of like experience, I got to feel it. I got to be in the room for it.
All right.
And the school is opening up. Did you hear that? Like
Say that?
He set a date for the school to finally open up. It's opening up this year.
Talking about.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's what I'm
We
talking
haven't
about.
even seen anything.
I mean, it's gonna open.
I hope so.
Donations hitting, bro.
I hope so.
I want him on the pod so bad. Have you met him?
No, I would love to meet him, but I don't think he would approve of me.
Why?
Wait, what?
Gay.
Is that a thing?
I'm breaking the #1 hotep rule.
Wait, what is the
Really?
number? It's sexuality is the.
That's a big deal.
That's right.
He would tell me I'm confused and lost,
Would you be like
And I-
that too?
and I need a black man.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
And you've dated dudes before. Is it harder to get a dude or a girl?
It's not hard to get dudes.
Yeah, that's kind of what I figured.
It's not. Everyone knows that.
Yeah, except dudes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, it's not hard to get dudes. I mean, like, now levels of dudes in the track, like, we could get into that. But just like getting dick isn't hard to do.
Yeah.
What do you think about like when you see? I don't even know if you're like on YouTube and that kind of shit, but when you see like what's happening in like the manosphere, these like Tates, and you see a lot of dudes like just frustrated with women, is there a part of you that like relates to it? Like, do you hear what they're saying? You're like, yeah.
I don't know anything about Andrew Tate. I was saying that out there. I was like, I'm just not aware. I just know like Greta Thunberg, he went to jail, and he's like a masochist from what I understand.
Misogynist.
Oh, okay. I thought he was
yeah,
doing
yeah.
masochist stuff too. I don't know.
Yeah, he was like slapping
was.
that girl around for the thing.
Yeah. That's right.
Right?
That's right.
But
that's
I don't
right.
have like a real clear understanding of what it all is.
Right, but there seems to be like this like frustration with in dating for men lately, and I'm just curious like if you felt it ever like dating women.
100%.
Like
Yeah, it sucks.
why?
Because women are like, women are just, I think each group, this is actually gonna all be in my special. This is very funny that I'm talking about this. This is the crux of what I'm talking about. But I just think it's a perspective thing, and you don't really get the other side if you don't have to experience the other side. So when I was dating men, I just truly didn't understand how awful I was being until I became a man. And then I was like, oh, I was making so many things crazy for no fucking reason.
For example,
Whoa.
And it was like, but it's also like a confidence thing too, right? It's the way women are positioned in society that causes a lot of these issues because women, we are taught to attach ourselves to men, and that's where our value comes from. Now, you can talk a lot of shit, oh no, that's not the case, but at its core, it is the case. It is the case. And so much of you is
reflected in the guy.
in the guy, and he has so much power. He has so much power to determine
Because you lose all your status if you guys
to
stop being
determine your
together.
existence in a way. And so you feel so, I didn't realize how powerless I was actually feeling in that position.
And you were probably acting out because you felt powerless.
Right, and yes, and being smothering and being all these things because your definition is so in relation to him.
So if you leave me, I lose everything. So I got to be on your ass so I don't lose everything.
Yes.
And that's why you see shit. Yo, talk that shit, Tate. Talk that shit.
Sam's the new Andrew Tate. But
No,
like,
I'm saying. Okay, listen.
this makes so much sense.
Yeah,
Because you've
yeah.
been to the other side. You know what I mean? Like,
You're like Blade.
yeah.
The gay walker.
Without the blade. Yeah. Daywalker, it's funny.
Shay called me that. that.
Really?
Really?
Oh, that's funny.
That's so funny.
Okay. So this is all okay. So the jealousy, the smothering, often comes from this idea that their identity is wrapped into who the guy is.
Yeah.
And maybe women don't even understand
No,
that.
they don't, because it's just a natural thing, right? Like,
Yeah.
like
Go like this right here. You got something on your nose.
Oh, like when I had a boyfriend, I was doing my thing. I was going to school and he was in college, but I felt such a need to like support him and make sure like his thing was good, because it was like, as long as his thing's good, then our thing's good, and then thus my thing's good, right? But in that, you lose your own self-identity and your own fight for your own life and autonomy, right? And then it wasn't until I became a masculine center lesbian that's out here dating women, because now everything changes, right? Now there's different things I need to attract women, right? Like, as a woman to attract a man, all I gotta do is show up. I just gotta show up and not be the ugliest bitch in the room, and like, something will come my way. But once you're in a masculine position, it's like you have all these requirements. You have to be able to protect somebody. You have to be able to provide for somebody. So by nature, you're gonna be ambitious, because getting the things is what gets you the pussy.
Yes.
The other way, it doesn't work that way.
So
you don't need women to have shit to be with them. A bitch could be sleeping on another bitch's couch. You'll still fuck her, and if you love her, you'll just bring her into your home. But bitches ain't out here picking up homeless niggas. It don't go that way.
Yeah.
So that changes. Just, you get what I'm saying?
100%. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. There's almost like.
Whoa.
No, but it's like.
Whoa.
These reactions over here.
That's what you need.
That is
making me
real.
nervous.
No, no, you're great. And if you haven't seen Sam's stand-up, it's amazing. I've said this to you before, I'll say it again. She is female Patrice to me. And if you know how much we love Patrice, that's lofty, lofty praise.
100%. Yeah.
But I've said that to you. I think you're fucking
when you were
great.
dating
This
dudes,
is
were
part
you
of it.
more femme, or like would he come home and just dap him up? And
No, I mean, I didn't really have a sense of my masculine identity. I've always been some level of this, but it was definitely way more feminine.
Oh, okay.
Definitely way more feminine.
Now, what you were saying before, like, in terms of like incentive for success, you were like, dudes are incentivized to succeed and be ambitious because that's how you get the girl. So as a girl, like, my mom was very successful. You know what I mean? Like, is that more unique that you find a woman that is incentivized for success that has nothing to do with that attaining
I think
the dude?
See, so and of course, there's always gonna be nuance to this, right?
Yeah.
Nothing is sweeping, nothing.
Yeah.
But I think it's also, right, a little bit of it is class too. Because a certain class level, you need to, as a woman, you're trying to attract a certain type of man at a certain level, right? So it's like, oh, I need to go get these things because it allows this type of
If
stuff.
I'm not this, then I can't date the guy who went to Ivy League or something like that. Also, there might be a little bit of nuance where it's like, if you are incredibly passionate about a thing, that passion drives you, and then success comes with the passion.
Yes.
Where it's not, you're not going, I just need status. You just love, like, my mom dance or whatever, but like, you just love a specific thing.
Yes.
So have you felt?
Yes, to the passion of it.
100%.
And that's the main thing, right? Like, the main thing too is like a lot of times I've always found, like, it's like when you're in a masculine, you have to identify all this stuff kind of earlier because you need it to do shit. Like, you gotta.
You're saying as you in your position.
Yeah, like, you gotta, because you can't, like.
You have to learn a new identity almost.
Yeah, and you can't. Because it's like, I'm used to going out and niggas buy me drinks. I'm used to I could go out with no money, really, and still have a night. And then I'm out here masculine and like, bitches are like, what's up? And I'm like, damn, I'm broke. So now my mind is like, yo, I can't be a broke nigga. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with my life.
Yo, there's no such thing
Because
as a broke girl.
I'm gonna get fucked up. Like, I'm not gonna be able to get bitches. I'm not gonna be able to have. Now I'm competing. Now I'm in a race. I'm watching other niggas with money. They're getting more. Their women are more attracted to them. So it's like, oh, okay, I gotta be able to play this game.
Wow. I'm curious, so knowing that girls attach their identity to the guy that they're with, what can guys do to empower them so they're not as insecure?
I think it's about, like, understanding. Like, I talk to my homeboys about a lot of, like, each position has its power, and you have to be respectful of that power. And instead of being like, oh, like, bitch, you are annoying, it's like, you have to, like, in some ways, reinforce for her why that isn't necessary. Like,
Can you give an example?
If she's feeling confident enough
yes,
in her position.
By reinforcing her position
Yeah.
so that she doesn't feel like, I used to get frustrated with my girl, like blah, 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 blah. But now, like, I make sure just consciously to text her 3 or 4 times a day. Like, I put a number on it. At least 3 or 4 times a day. I'm just like, hey,
I'm still here.
how are you?
We're
I'm
good.
still here.
I'm thinking about you.
We're cool.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, I used to think that was so like annoying. Like, why do you need that?
Yeah.
But when you really think about it, like, she's not, and I'm not saying this is everyone's position, but like, when you know, especially that is your woman's position, you have to understand that. Because like, she's not working, she's chilling at the crib. She knows I'm all over the place, doing all types of shit. Like,
You're doing the cool shit. She's not. That's gonna make her feel insecure.
right. And it's like, if you love someone, there's just a responsibility that you have to like taking care of them, and especially if you're coming from that masculine space and you know these things are going on.
So that's the mature way of looking at it. I think a lot of times people go like, I'm not gonna move my position at all because I'm the masculine one, I'm the leader, I gotta do whatever I have to do. But the reality is giving a safe amount of security. Now, some people are irrational in their insecurity, and there's no way that you can satisfy it. But making someone feel secure in their position is part of your job to have the best relationship with that person. That is the leadership. It's like
that's the leadership.
That's
right. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, in this last year and a half, where I'm really like, I had to grow into that person. Like, that's maturity. You come to that level of maturity, like, oh, that is the leadership. And then, it'll allow her to kind of springboard off of that energy. And
you get the best version of her.
And then I get the best version of her, rather than if I just basically by my behavior feed all those insecurities.
Right. Because the more that she's grabbing for attention, you're pushing her away, which just makes her want even more attention. So it's like,
I just do it, even though I'm like, I don't always get why you need this, but it's fine.
That's a certain level of confidence also there, because if you're an insecure dude or masculine, what you're not gonna wanna move it all for your partner, because you don't have the confidence to what could be perceived as like submit to some demands. But the reality is you're just filling them with confidence. That's interesting. Yeah. Like you got to find out what your partner needs in order to operate at their best so that you guys can work.
Yes.
And what would you tell your homegirls that your man needs? Or their man needs?
Like,
to shut up.
I realized, like, with at least in my own relationship, it's appreciation for how hard it is
to be the provider.
To do it all.
Yeah.
To keep it all going, and the pressure. Like, I'm like giving you my hour right now. I didn't realize until I became a man how much pressure it is.
Yeah.
You're just under, and men don't really get to discuss it because there is no space. If they talk about it, it's like, well, what are you complaining about?
Yeah.
Or like, what's the big deal? Even when I do this as like a set, like a stand-up thing on stage, there's always women in the audience like,
they don't get it.
So what?
Yeah.
Until I really get into it, because I can come to it also from a feminine standpoint.
Also, they gotta listen to you.
And then they're like, oh shit, I've never thought about it. But it's like, the pressure to perform, to succeed, to maintain is like fucking incredibly high. And especially if you're successful, because women don't want to be downgraded. I have to keep it here.
Yeah.
If it goes any lower than here, I'm a fucking failure. Yeah. She will look at me like I'm a fucking failure.
That's that
and
Chris
that
Rock.
is a fact. I failed.
Yeah.
So I have to at least stay at what I built.
Yeah.
And the pressure of that is insane. It's like, that's why sometimes you see like a dude and he's like with a dusty bitch that wears Crocs, and there's always bitches like, why is he with that dusty bitch? Because he can maintain that. He can maintain Crocs. He can maintain Croc bitch. He can get her as much Crocs as he need to get her. And he can handle whatever this is, because once you go there, you gotta stay there. And that's a daily pressure. On top of, you have to fucking protect this person, like on top of like their life, all this shit is on you, and they get to just walk around. You know what I mean? And it's like, bro, like it's every once in a while, just say like thank you.
Yep.
I need more than every
That
once in a
shit
while. I
is
need
so real.
I need
Yo,
lot.
that is so real.
Yeah.
Like, that is a lot, dude.
Yeah.
It is true.
I need it every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Affirmation. I mean, give it to me.
Yeah, and it's like I think a lot of men need that. They don't know how to
We don't
ask
know how
for
to ask it because we think it's weak to
Yes.
ask for
It's
it.
weak to ask.
But the
Yes.
reality is like in the same way that they need that security that we're thinking about them, that provides them the confidence to know that, hey, we're together and you're not going anywhere, everyth's good. Yeah, we might need that appreciation
Yes.
to make us feel like all these things that we're working for is worth it.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I shouldn't cheat on you.
All you gotta do is say thank you. You don't get cheated on.
I mean, for real. Like when you not like no bullshit. It's like if you're not getting that filled up the way you need,
You're gonna try to fill it up somewhere
you're
else.
gonna try to go
Exactly.
somewhere else where
Exactly.
you're getting affirmed.
Exactly.
And it's usually a new girl
Yeah.
who's just trying to be on your dick. And she's she's feeding the hole that's there.
She's just feeding the ego. It ain't even about sex at that point.
Yeah.
And
It's
that's
just,
what
yo,
I
you're
tell
the
my,
man.
like, that's
it,
where I'm at with my fiance now. It's like, yo, I need you to do that.
Because
Like,
it needs to get done.
I will turn back into a relationship, but you also have to. You
Yep.
know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So like,
Yep.
I take all my sexual energy, I turn it into my relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm back to dirty texting my girl constantly. Like I'm just like, whatever
She's
this is, I'm gonna turn this back into you.
Yeah.
But in that, I need you to tell me I'm the motherfucking shit and I'm the motherfucking man and I'm doing this shit on a level that's damn near impossible
Yeah.
and you're grateful for it.
Yeah.
I need to feel that as
Talk
well.
that shit. yo. At least that's special.
For that equality to actually, because that's what it is. Like equality isn't making the same money. We both take care of bills. That's all so
No,
stupid
it's both
bullshit.
of us feeling full in the relationship.
Yes, it's like all that stuff is goofy. It's both of us feeling full, like you're
Yeah.
saying. Like that's
Yeah.
the true equality.
That's what we want. The word is arbitrary, right? You could call it equality, you could call it respect, whatever the
Fulfillment,
fuck it is.
whatever.
But if both of us feel like we're fulfilled in a relationship, that's where we're gonna act our best. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious.
yeah.
What do you think of this term toxic masculinity?
I mean, I get it. I get it because it is. There is things that you learn through masculinity that may not necessarily serve what is today. But I think it's one-sided because there's also toxic femininity, and then that doesn't get discussed. Whereas there's things that you're learning, both things are not serving.
What's an example of toxic femininity?
Like you're in the kitchen too much. It's like,
Like,
bro,
no.
get out of there.
Like, even when I do some shit on stage, it's like, yeah, I'm independent, I'm this, I'm that, but yeah, he's supposed to pay the bills.
Right.
He's supposed to do that. He has to be able.
Yeah,
and like I said, the pressure to have to be able to do that, like to take full responsibility for another grown up is a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. And so this idea that like just because someone is a man, they are to be capable to do that, and thus I shouldn't have to really do anything to help that. And if I do have to do stuff to help that, then you're a bitch and there's a problem there. And it's like, well, that is not actually how partnerships work. And partnerships could be stronger and better if you come in like, nah, I am gonna help match that, and I am gonna do whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To like
with more honest dialogue. Well, a lot of people don't even know what they really want. That's the tricky thing. But like, if people are able to communicate what they actually want out of a relationship, then both parties would be happier because it's very little that you actually have to do. Like the gratitude that you were talking about, like a dude just being like, listen, I'm working hard to maintain all this. And I like doing it. Don't get me wrong. Like I'm doing what I love, or I
like being a provider.
I like being a provider. Like that is part of my fucking identity.
Yes.
That's fire. But that little acknowledgement that you know that I'm fucking holding it down, like just that tip of the hat, like, yo, I'm with a guy who holds it down.
And not like that's what you're supposed to be doing, so why do
Yeah,
you
don't
want-
tell me what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm doing this shit for you
But
because I care.
The
Yeah.
opposite happens once kids get introduced. Is that the girl will take care of the kids all day, and the guy's never like, hey, thank you so much for taking care of our baby.
it's like-
It'll just be like, yeah, that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
You take care of the kids.
Yeah.
And then she's like, I've been working all day.
And all we gotta do is be like, yo, I'm so lucky.
You're dope.
Yeah.
That my
Thank you for
kids are
taking
with
care of my
someone that
baby.
is
Who's handling it, and it's like
Yeah.
that's the maturity. Like now, like I thank my girl for like making us such a lovely home. Yeah, I'm paying for it, but without her, it would
not
be
a
a
home, yo.
shithole.
Yeah,
And it wouldn't fill me up, and I wouldn't walk through my door and go, oh, this is a sanctuary where I get to think and be. I would just be on a leather couch like a loser. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
How'd you get to this place? Therapy
I just
or-
grew up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I just grew up. It's just life and growing up and really analyzing what the fuck was happening, you know, and especially like that last time that I cheated and it was just, it exploded my whole life. And then like we were in couples therapy together and I just had to do some real thinking about like what the fuck I'm doing, you know?
Yeah.
And why I'm doing it and what I want and what am I getting out of this relationship? What is it doing for me? And how do I nurture that? And, you know, just
You've
wrong.
also probably had to reflect on these roles more than the average person, being that you came from the opposite.
Yeah.
So it's like you know what that person craves, and now you're learning how to satisfy what that person
Yes.
also craves. So it's like a really unique experience, Sam.
Yeah.
You're the perfect person to talk about.
Do you ever miss the old role? Like, are you ever like in protector masculine
I don't
mode?
want to give up your joke with that joke
Oh,
about
do you
the
have a joke about
suitcases, yo.
Yeah. Oh, that's the old one. That's
that
on the
shit
special.
is
Yeah.
that like I mean I don't want to make you tell your joke, but they were traveling and like
Don't do this.
it's so funny though. Like,
Don't do this.
It's so good. All right, go watch it. The special's on Netflix. It's
Yeah,
a Netflix
it's
one.
on Netflix.
The fucking, but it was just a perfect example of like, yeah, you're gonna be in this masculine role, but there's still some shit that you don't want to do. Like, you know, you don't have to take this girl's suitcases. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, but it is true. That's gonna present itself. We're gonna want our creature
Yes.
comforts, if you will.
Yes, for
know?
sure. Yeah, for sure. And there definitely is
You want to
things
go
I
out and get a
miss,
free drink every once in a while.
Yeah.
You know, like
There's things I miss. And also just the fucking, like, the ability to just not have to do nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yo, is the
Just
rent,
to
the
be
rent
like,
gonna get paid?
I don't have to think
Yeah,
about
what
it.
you do is gravy. Ain't that nice? What you do is a bonus.
Yeah. Do you think y'all are gonna have kids?
She goes back and forth, but I don't think so.
No.
What do you want?
I don't care.
Interesting.
Interesting. Not at all.
If she really wanted to, I'd be like, all right,
Well, it's
we're
not gonna
doing
happen on
this.
accident.
Yeah, it's
One of
such
y'all
an
has to
intentional
care.
thing.
One of y'all has to care
It's
about
an
it.
intentional thing. Like, so, I mean, if she really wanted to, I would be like, all right, let's do it.
Is there a part of
But
you that
I'm
wants
fine.
that like parental experience?
Not really. I'm chilling.
If you did, do you think you'd rather have a son or a daughter?
A son.
Wait, why?
feel
why
that.
a son?
I feel that
It's
from you.
just easier.
Yeah. Yeah. That
In
makes
so
sense.
many ways, it's just easier.
If you had to, do you think you would adopt or would you try to get like a donor?
I think we definitely would do a donor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you carry?
I was talking about
You gotta
this
make
with her.
money, yo.
Yeah, maternity leave
I
in
gotta
comedy is
make
not
money,
great.
yo.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't want to. You know what I mean? But if she wanted a kid really bad and she couldn't,
You would
and
hold it
I
down.
could, I would.
Because you provide.
Yeah, that's
That's
true.
how much of a provider I am.
That's true.
I would
Yeah,
get pregnant
that's
for my bitch.
Bro, that would be interesting trying to pick the sperm. No one ever talks about that. You got to go through a whole file and pick sperm from like headshots.
that's
like,
right.
You're like a casting director. You got to be like, all right, yeah. Like
Or
you got to.
or you ask a friend. You just get a friend if they want to throw down.
That gets
Another
crazy.
thing that's like
That gets personal, bro.
that's toxic femininity is the value that women put and what we're taught to put in that position on our vaginas and our like sex. If we're good at it, do we have good? Like I feel like women put that as like that's why you have to act like they pussy bomb, like for real, like and you can't, and that's also why like they can't handle like sexual rejection that which men don't get to talk about a lot. Like if you reject a woman's sex, like if you get to the point where it's like okay, it's fucking time, and you're like oh actually, I don't want to do it. Meltdown.
Falls apart.
Yeah.
Falls apart.
An absolute like what because their whole like buildup is in like
Self-esteem is
I
wrapped in it,
have
yeah.
this and you're supposed to always want this
That's
no
my
matter
power.
what because that's my power.
Yeah, that's my
and
worth.
if you say no, then you're saying something is intrinsically wrong with me, and I can't handle that.
I had a friend of mine. I'm not gonna say his name, but like the first time he was with a girl who ended up like you dating. That was his girlfriend for a while. He was like real drunk and he couldn't get it up, right? And he came to me next. He's like, "Bro, I'm so embarrassed. She's gonna fucking hate me, whatever." And I was like, "Buddy, she is having a way worse time right now than you. She will not stop liking you because of this. She's probably gonna want to win you over even more because her identity is crushed that a guy wouldn't get up with her."
Yeah, and
They
it's
ended up
something that
dating for a
motherfuckers don't
fucking
be like
year.
talking about, but yes, it's like it is a thing. Like
Bro, that's a good hack. You gotta sell supplements.
Stay soft.
Sell supplements that don't make you hard. That's fire, actually. No boners are
Available
possible.
at Hustlers University right now.
And just be like, oops, can't get it up. Try again next time.
Oh, damn, bro.
That's a good idea.
We breaking hearts, man.
Yo, write that down.
Yeah, that is a fucked up. Yeah, when you wrap so much of your identity in it, it's not like a choice that they do. I think.
Yeah, but that's also why cheating is so hard for them because they're
like, oh,
you're
was
choosing
mine not good enough?
And so they can't even see that. Like, yo, maybe there's something emotionally not happening here that I need.
Yeah,
maybe it's maybe it's past that, and it's something else going on, and I'm out here because of that reason, and I'm allowing this energy to come to me because of that reason, and it has nothing to do with like your vagina not being good enough or me not wanting it.
Yeah, most people aren't making it to the emotional reasons for this, and it's like, that's the weirdest thing because dudes are so, when it comes to sex, it's just, we can be so callous, right? It could just be like, yo, that's it, like, let's have sex, it means nothing, whatever. But cheating is emotional. Like, that's, like, just fucking when you're single is fucking. That's meat market,
guys
it is
think
what
it's
it is.
not, though.
They don't think it is, but it really,
cheating
like
is
you were
mad
saying,
emotional.
it's so it's like, really, if you cheat, that's the softest thing. yo, cheating is soft.
I've heard someone say is that when you cheat, you're not looking for a new person, you're looking for like a new version of yourself. Where you're like,
you're that old version that you felt with her.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I want a different person. I want a different version of me.
Yeah.
And this person makes me feel like a different version of me.
Makes me feel like I'm the king. And it's so weird because you hear this advice oftentimes to women, like you got to make him feel like the king, blah, blah, blah. And it's like just using the term king, I think might turn off a lot of women, right? Because they go, oh, well, why do I have to make him think he rules, he's in charge, whatever. It's like, no, it's not about that. It's about
affirming.
Exactly. It's the security that you need.
Yes, to keep going out here and doing this.
And that's the thing I think that like, a lot of times, like women don't get maybe enough credit for in relationships is like the emotional stability. I know we talk about how like irrational women are in relationships, but that's the emotional stability. They're understanding what is making this person, the male relationship is feel strong, feel confident, understanding how far her behavior can push and pull. And it's something like I've noticed in my wife, and I had that like, that moment where you said about, your wife creating the home. I had that shit even like last night with my wife. Like there was an opportunity for her to completely justifiably like give me back some shit about something. Like I had fucked up. And she chose to go about it a different way. And I was like overwhelmed with this thing. I was like, oh wow, you're maintaining this. Mm-hmm. You're fucking maintaining the ecosystem, yo.
Job.
That shit is.
It's a job.
An important one, and if that isn't happening, it's just beef.
Yes, and the whole thing can get crazy, and it's necessary. Like both things are very necessary, and both things need to be affirmed.
So then, how do we have conversations like we're having now about that with people that aren't only with a therapist? Because I feel like the average person, the average like younger man or woman, is not having a discussion like this. They're not talking about like what they need. Almost like emotionally or biologically in a relationship. They're watching rom-coms and going, well, that's what
I think it's
happened.
tough for dudes, especially if they're younger, to even say, I need anything. Mm-hmm. Fuck you need, bro.
You feel
what the fuck do you need?
Yeah.
Go get it. You need something. Go get it.
Go get it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. You need something, go buy it.
But essentially, right, that's what you do when you cheat. You're like, I'm not turning into the relationship.
I'm gonna go get it.
I'm not gonna tell her, I'm not gonna be out here like, well, why won't you pay attention to me? But I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
I'm turning outward. I'm gonna be self-reliant. I'm gonna go get what I need.
Yeah.
And that's toxic masculinity.
Yes.
Like, that's that masculine urge to go get
For me, the hardest thing.
Shit.
Yes.
For me, the hardest
Rather
thing.
than be vulnerable, turn into the relationship, which I do now, and go, hey, I'm not being fulfilled emotionally in this position right now, and I need that from you.
Yeah.
Because when you don't give me that, I'm hurt, and then I go out here and I don't feel good about myself.
Yeah. That shit is scary to do, bro. Like, it's so much easier, and it's what we do. And dudes, I know chicks probably do it too, but it's like this is what you're doing wrong. We lead with, you're doing this wrong, and that's why I feel this way, instead of leading with, hey, I feel unfulfilled, or I feel like not cared about, or whatever.
It might not be your fault, but
that's
can you
how
help
I'm
me?
feeling.
Can you help me? Yeah.
And just starting with that vulnerability, I know for a fact, especially like women who are way more understanding with that shit, they're not going, oh, fix it, pussy. They're going, oh, fuck, man. damn.
I think it's so much, has been so much, like, scarier for her that I'm doing this now. Cause she's like, oh, now I gotta step up.
I gotta step up too.
Like, it's like, no, now it's like, whoa, okay. So emotionally, like, you're like, cause most of the time she was just thinking physically. And it's like, oh, no,
it goes
baby.
beyond that, yeah.
And I think all men are deeper than that.
Yeah.
And it's toxic on both sides when it's not thought to be that way. And it's like, no, it goes way deeper than that. It's not about, I just wanted new pussy. It was about, I wasn't being made to feel good here.
Yeah.
And it's scary to admit, for me, the hardest thing about saying what I need is I might not get it, which sounds so logical, but if it's so hard for me to say what I need and then it's not met, it's like, bro, I don't matter at all. You know how fucking hard this was for me to say this, and then you said no? A little hack, I think.
But it is like this thing where, like, if you're gonna do this, everybody's gonna have to take some emotional risk.
Yeah. And you gotta be okay with
and
a no.
that's just what it is. You know what I mean? Like, it's not gonna work without that.
Yeah, and you're not always gonna get exactly what you want.
And you're not. And sometimes you're gonna get let down.
But also, if you're with a good woman and you bring up a shortcoming that you have, she's gonna be like, oh, I completely understand. I failed in providing for you emotionally. Let me fix it. I've never brought up something to my girl and she was like, no, I'm not gonna do that.
But I think, though, if you say, like, I'm feeling unfulfilled, they might get insecure and read that as failure. But if you say, I'm feeling insecure about this, then they look at you and they say, oh, he's feeling insecure about this. And if they love you, I want to feel that insecurity. Whereas if you say, hey, I'm feeling unfulfilled, they can hear you, but that scared part of them that feels like they're not good enough is like, unfulfilled, because I'm not good enough, fuck you.
Well, yeah, you
fuck
gotta
you're not
communicate
fulfilled. That's on you.
And it's like, and I'm just like, I've really just started being real about that. Like, even when big shifts come, like this movie or whatever, like, my girl will just be like, how are you feeling? And I'll be like, scared if I feel scared.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm freaked out. I don't know what this is gonna be like. I'm feeling a little uncertain about myself right now. Like, whatever it is, I'm just trying to be, like, honest.
You know what?
I mean? Like, hey, that's where I'm at.
You know what's funny is, like, on stage, saying the thing that you feel in the moment, like the honest, true thing you feel in the moment always resonates. Like, it may not always be a laugh, but it's always, there's interest and reaction. And in life, that is harder. But for some reason on stage, just being like, just literally somebody saying something, be like, that was louder than I thought that was gonna be. It's like this pure, organic reaction, and the crowd recognizes it.
It's probably
crazy
funnier.
we can't just take that and do it to the people that we, you know.
It's probably funnier because people don't do it in life. So you're like shocked by it. Like, God
You're
damn.
like, whoa,
I guess that's why it's funny.
And then
it's
it's like,
Because it is novel.
and then there's like this new level too, like, of like, you have to then fucking, once you're in that space of it, it's also like, you gotta respect where she is.
What do you mean by that?
Like, cause she might not be where you are. Like, just cause now I'm like locked in this way. She went through.
She might not be as emotionally secure or even ready to share like that. So you got to create a different expectation for her.
You can't just. And you have to recognize when
it's like talking emotionally with like your grandpa.
Oh,
or some
motherfucker's
shit.
working on it. Cause like, I look at it like, yo, I cheated. So I also threw a thing in our situation. I did that.
She's gonna have distrust.
So she's gonna have distrust. She's gonna have these type of things. So sometimes she'll like spiral and like she'll accuse me of cheating, and I know I'm not. And I'll be like, no, I'm exactly where I told you I was. And I used to get angry and be like, what the fuck's wrong? But now I'm just like, hey, I'm sorry that I entered that into our relationship. I know that I did something wrong, but I'm not cheating. I love you, and this is where I'm at, and this is where I'm going, and I'll text you when I get there. And I just have to do like the extra shit to like make her feel safe. Even if it feels fucking annoying. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that toxic masculinity thing is always creating instability so you feel like you have some power, but that's just fucking unrest all the time.
Yes.
I want peace.
I need
and if
peace,
you feel
though.
secure, the whole thing is peaceful. Because your peace dictates our peace a lot of the time.
Like, she was absolutely losing her mind a few days. Like literally, like, you are cheating, I don't care. And I was just like, hey, baby, no, I'm not. And now I'm on my way to Ludlow House. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just... I'm not even gonna, like... You can't. You know what I mean? You just gotta, like... And that's also a part of the leadership.
But that's also crazy because you can't even take your phone out there.
It's like...
It's a perfect place to go to. I'm going to the one place where I just can't look at my phone.
You can't take your phone out of
Nah, you can't take pictures or something.
Yeah. But it's like, you know, that, but tell you what you said before, like, that's also a part of the leadership and the masculinity. Like, leadership is like, okay, I'm not gonna jump down this rabbit hole with you and start screaming at you and
Yeah.
Just, I get why you're where you are.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be steadfast in where I am.
Yeah.
And give you some time to come over.
Yeah, that's it.
Saying whether you like it or not, you're my new therapist. Yo, straight up. Straight up.
Yeah, because you understand the irrationality.
Yeah.
Like, my
Yes,
only
for
hope is
sure.
like watching a movie and then like the girl character does something stupid,
Oh,
and then
those
I
are
have
the
to,
best.
and then my girl's like, oh my gosh, this girl's so annoying. Like, she's being so irrational, and
Like,
then
why would you say that?
yeah, and then I'm like, oh, that's
what is it
interesting.
about her behavior?
And I gotta use the movie as a conduit to be like, that's what you fucking do. You know what I mean? It's so annoying. I'm just gonna call you up.
I know, it's
You put on her
wildly-
special.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna put on a special.
irrational for sure. And it's like, but it's also too, like, I've been super honest. Like, I'll be like, hey, like when she started doing all this a couple days ago, I said, the movie came out and you're feeling insecure, and I understand that.
Yeah.
Like,
Huge.
a lot is changing, a
They
lot
don't
is
even
swirling.
understand that.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think what you're doing is you're projecting some of this onto me.
Yep.
And she was like, no, da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah, yeah.
But I know,
Yeah.
but I
Yeah,
knew,
yeah.
I know she heard me.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I know, even if she couldn't give me, and that's the thing too, you gotta give people time to react.
Yeah.
It's like you can't expect for you to say it and then they just go, it is law.
you are right.
They gotta
Yeah.
They
They're
gotta,
going to give you all the pushback, say
they
you're an
gotta
asshole,
bang around in their
everything.
head a little bit.
I've had to get better at that. I used to just be like, yo, I explained this so logically, you should get it now.
Yeah.
But like,
I-
nah,
But
it's-
the logic doesn't get over the frustration and anger they're
Yes.
feeling in that moment. So you gotta
And
let
you
that come down.
Yeah, it took like a day.
Yeah.
And then the next day we like sat and I was like, okay, so like, are you ready to talk about what happened?
Yeah.
And
like,
reasonable for
Yeah.
her to feel
Yeah.
insecure. Like,
Yes.
you're starring in a fucking movie
Yes.
with Eddie
So
You got
Murphy.
the
like-
seller holding hands, another bitch coming up to you, hitting on you in front
You're
of her.
humping, mannequins all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I
Stroke
get
game
it.
crazy. DMs looking packed. Like, it's nuts. Like, you know what I mean?
No, it is. It's not unreasonable. It's just like being like
Yeah.
real about all that shit.
Yeah.
I just have found has been
Yo, but
better.
that's even one of those things where it's like, now that you know when these big moments are happening, you almost need to hit it up first. You know what I mean? You're talking to her first, your preemptive strike. You're going, hey, listen, thank you. It's awesome to be here and share these things with you. And like, these things can't happen. So now she's full of confidence. So when that
Yes.
insecurity comes, she's like, okay, no, we're good.
Yes.
We're
yes.
good. Yeah.
Yes, those tap ins.
I need to write what I just said down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You gotta strike first. You gotta strike first, basically. Yeah.
No, it's just the truth is like our parents always try to tell us like it's just work.
Yeah.
Relationships are fucking
So
work.
I didn't understand when people were like, it's just communication, and now I get so much what they mean when 90% of a relationship is communication.
Yeah, and work. And it's like you can't just expect it to do it.
Yeah.
That's what people want. Like, if it's real love, then it should just always be cool and it'll always just work.
Yeah.
And that's
You
how
should
real
just
love
know.
works.
I
And
don't.
you should just know.
You
And
don't.
it's like, nah, man. It's like, no, this is actually a thing you have to care about, intend to, and work at.
It's still
and work
hard
on.
sometimes.
And
Yeah.
it just is that. And it there's no way around that.
Yeah, the work part is like when you feel an argument happening and you're like, okay, we're in a maze going down the wrong way. Okay, how do we like back up super slowly to not go farther down? You know what I mean? And that's work. You gotta be like, okay, fuck, what did I say? How did she hear it? How do I reverse this without pissing everyone off?
I think I've said this even on here before, but like, what I would just do is when I felt we were going down the maze, I would just go, I say the worst possible thing is, oh, so you want to ruin the night.
Oh, yeah.
Like, why would that work?
You blow up the
Why
maze.
would that work?
Yeah,
yo?
So
You want to ruin the
We've all
night?
done it. We've all
But
done
like,
it.
what is she supposed to go? Oh no, let's fix this. Like,
that's a great
I would
point.
not like to
I
ruin
am
this.
trying to ruin
I'm
it.
ruining it. Yeah, like no, she's having a
And
feeling.
we've all done it. I definitely have done it.
Yo,
Other like another night, and you're just blowing it.
Like,
bring up the other night.
be like, oh, you're doing that tonight.
Yo, it's just.
Yeah. Are there any gender roles you refuse to do? Like, do you have to drive every time you get in the car?
No, because I don't drive at all. I always just get Uber.
Okay, that's smart. That's
I don't
smart.
drive at all.
But you don't let her drive.
No, I've never seen her drive ever. I know her personality. I don't think she would be good at it.
All right, guys, we're gonna take a break for a second because we have to talk about mud water. Look, I love coffee. I love the ritual of it. I love the caffeine hit. I love all of that. But you can't do it all the time. You can't do it every day. And that's when you need mud water. It is a coffee alternative with adaptogenic mushrooms and Ayurvedic herbs. That's why I'm doing this ad, because it's Ayurvedic. It only has a fraction of the caffeine of a cup of coffee, so you get your energy without the anxiety, without the jitters, without the crash, and it leans on mushrooms with a blend of matcha and their blend of chai for sustained energy. Each ingredient was added for a purpose. You have lion's mane. I don't know what that is, but it sounds like something Joe Rogan would love. You get cordyceps, which helps support physical performance, not the shit we're talking about in Last of Us. I'm talking about mushrooms that help you. And turmeric for soreness. Again, I'm Indian. I know all about that. This is 100% USDA organic. It is non-GMO. It is gluten-free. It's vegan. It's kosher certified, Dove. So get your Mudwater, and also know that they donate to the Berkeley Center for the Science of Psychedelics because Mudwater is a cool-ass company. And if you use the promo code FLAGRANT, you can get 15% off your order. So go to Mudwater, that's MUDWTR.com/flagrant to support, and again, get 15% off using the promo code FLAGRANT. Now let's get back to the show. Oh, no, actually, before we get back to the show, let me give y'all some motherfucking dates. First of all, I'm going to be in Sacramento at the Punchline Comedy Club February 9th through February 11th. Those tickets are selling out, so get them quickly. March 9th through March 11th, Miami. I'm coming for that ass. I'm coming home. Let's sell out the shows, and then maybe I can convince Andrew, through love and the fun that I receive, that we should all move back there. Also, we just added 2 shows. July 12th is going to be Huntsville Stand Up Live. Only 1 show, so that will sell out. And July 13th, Nashville, Tennessee, Danny's Comedy Club, also only 1 show that will sell out. So get your tickets at akashsingh.com. Now let's get back to the show.
During the break, I just texted my girl that I'm thinking about her, bro.
Yep.
Ah, shit.
Needed that.
On the same shit.
Gaslighting.
Really? Thinking about you
And
for
that's
no
the thing.
reason at all.
Women always like, especially I always get all this criticism of like being masculine leaning and I don't hang around enough gays. And I'm like, I'm out here doing God's work and y'all
You
don't
really
even
are.
fucking know it.
You really are.
On dogs. I'm like, I'm out here getting niggas to tap into their emotions, bro. I done had some of my street
Bruh.
homeboys cry like, for real, my nigga, I really never thought about it like that. Like, yo, I need to fucking da-da-da-da-da. You know what I mean? It was where I was talking to my homeboy. And he was like mad frustrated with his girl. And he was like, yo, like, you know, just like every time she always act like she don't have an opinion, da-da-da-da. I said, have you ever noticed that she shrinks around you? And he was like, what do you mean? I'm like, you just have such a big and aggressive personality, and she's not that type of person. And whenever you get like that, even though you're just talking, she gets small. And he was like, damn, yo, I gotta stop. I was like, yeah, just maybe try talking to her a little differently. And you might get her to talk, but you come at her like you come at me, and she can't handle the interaction that way, bro. And he was like, that's fucking crazy. I never thought about that shit. Like, yeah, man.
That's funny. This is like when guys have a girl, like they have a baby daughter, and they'll be like, man, I never understood like women before until I had a girl. And it's like, really? Like you had to have a whole nother life?
Yeah.
You're basically doing that without having them have to have a kid. You know what I mean? But I was asking about the ick. So like the ick is this like Gen Z term that kids use where basically like a guy will do something that is just like, it's kind of random, like not even a big thing, just like a small little subtle thing, but it will turn the girl off so much that she can never like him ever again. Like 2 people will be like dating, flirting, and then she'll see him like run with a backpack on.
Yeah.
And then be like, I can never see you the same way.
Yeah.
Do you believe in that?
Yeah. I'm not saying I think it's right or wrong. I'm saying, yeah, I believe it
You
happens.
really think that that's real?
Yo, I've
You don't think it's the excuse to stop liking someone you already don't like?
I think you might have had some like questions, and then you see the thing and you're like, ugh.
There we go.
You know what I'm saying?
It's the last straw. But if you're in love with someone and they're doing everything, like
But that's
see
anybody though. Everybody got that though.
like women when they love somebody,
Yeah.
they are perfect.
Everybody got that though. Like I tolerate but both ways. Like the stuff that I put up with from my fiance, I have left many of relationships. You know what I mean?
'cause
Like
you love her. Yeah, it's
but
different.
it's like,
Yeah.
it's different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Many relationships, I was like,
Box
but I'm
crazy,
out.
box crazy.
Box
crazy,
is
box
fire.
crazy, box
Still,
crazy.
still
But when
firebox.
people talk about the ick, I think they're talking about the dating stage. I don't think they're talking
Exactly.
about like
It's like
actually
some
in a
early
relationship.
shit,
Yeah.
But I think that a lot of dudes see it and they get this fear, like if I do one thing wrong, then the girl will stop liking me. And it's just like if a
no.
girl got the rose-colored glasses.
Yeah, I
for
always
you,
took this
then-
as like a courtship kind of thing, where it's like he's talking to me, I think I like him, but then he did this thing and I'm out.
Yeah, that's
which is
usually what
hilarious.
happens.
Yeah.
But I'm saying I do think that happens.
Yes.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
happens.
Agree.
Like my own girl stopped talking to a dude because he wore shower caps and she didn't like that.
I
She was like,
wish I would.
Al,
I wish I would.
she was like, it bothers me. I was like, all right, She don't like that.
It's a look. It's definitely a fucking look. A shower cap is crazy. I'm not gonna lie. There's those Twitter threads of the ick, and they're funny.
They're hysterical. They're so good. Shower cap should be on there. So good.
Yo, running with a backpack is crazy. The backpack just hitting you in the ass.
That does look crazy, bro.
You're like
goofy.
this.
You holding it like that.
Like, not for nothing, like, it says something about what type of nigga this is. Like, it's an insight.
Yeah.
And it's like, do I want to be with a person who does that?
Or do you want to be with someone who got somewhere to be? Like, he's hungry. Like,
But it's the way you get in the way you gotta be. You thirsty.
yeah, get an Uber. Get an Uber. Like,
You
come
thirsty,
on, bro.
dog.
Like,
You
You poor for Uber. You still got a backpack on like a child. I brought one.
Chill for a second.
Yeah, bro.
yo, I'm at the airport, babe. So you just trying to make a flight? I can't make our flight.
Bro, when I was living in France, my host family, the guy that I was living with, the dad was like this old like bourgeoisie like lawyer guy, and it was pouring rain one day, and I was like, oh, we should jog to get out of the rain, and he just walked in the rain. And I asked him, like soaking wet, and I was like, why'd you walk in the rain? And he just looked at me and goes, Mark, a gentleman never runs. And I was like,
hell yeah.
That's
I was like, damn.
That's how I'm
I
feeling.
think about that to this day. I'm like running, and I'm like, I'm an idiot for running.
Yeah,
You running, bro. All right.
You don't run more.
I'm not running nowhere,
They say you get more wet if you
missed
run in the
it.
rain.
Yeah, it's true.
We missed it, dog.
There'll be another one.
Yeah, bro. We missed it. Like, I don't even go to the airport in like franticness. No, like, we can't make it. I'm not going to make that one.
And you just accept it.
Yep, we need to do something else because I'm not living like that. It's crazy. I'm not living like that no more.
Yeah. No point in stressing.
It's an unnecessary one.
It is. There are more flights.
Yeah, it's just like, and the thing it'll be fine.
Yeah, yeah. The subway comes every 2 minutes.
I was late. I missed my first flight to go to Kelly Clarkson when I was on my way to LA.
Yeah.
I was in the car and I was like, I'm not making this flight. We need to find another flight. And they were like, but do you think you could still? No. Well, we're gonna not cancel the flight. I said, that's fine, but you should be looking for other flights because I'm not making this flight because I'm not running around this fucking airport.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah. It is crazy when you think, but like I remember sticking my arm in the subway doors to not miss a subway.
Yeah.
For a subway that will come in a few minutes.
That's what I'm trying to say.
I did that shit today.
That's my whole point.
Bro, that's...
Jump down 3 steps.
That's my whole
Then the shit just stayed there, and I was like, yo,
And you
I
get
had
into the
time.
subway like you need an applause or something. Like, why aren't y'all recognizing what happened?
I'm
Yo?
here.
Like, you saw me just stop the
Nah,
train?
and then
Like,
everybody mad at you because you holding the shit
yeah,
up.
get your arm out the door.
I was on time, though.
But dude, that's exactly my shit of like, I just don't want to live frantic like that. There's a whole life I had of being a fucking Best Buy employee and a Starbucks employee and all these low-level jobs and running around like this frantic idiot with my head cut off, trying to get places and being like, if I don't get switched on time, I may be fired.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not about to lose my life because I missed the plane.
Yeah.
I'm not running around here like a crazy person.
What was the
anymore.
worst job you ever had?
Like, no.
Yo, that is what a little money will do. Right? It buys you time.
Yeah,
Like,
it's like,
I'm
baby,
gonna be late.
We're not doing that. I'm gonna be
Convenience
late.
is time.
Yeah,
That's what,
yeah.
Money can't buy you happiness, but convenience, it buys the fuck out of
A
you time.
ton of it. And
Yeah.
it's like, no, we're not doing that.
Yeah, that is, you gotta be, like when people are rich and on time, you gotta be like, hey, man.
Wow.
You earned it.
Thank you, bro. Thank you for that. 'Cause you didn't have to
I
be.
definitely
You know what I
try
mean?
to be. I try to be prompt. I don't like being late, but it's like, if I know it is what it is.
Yeah.
We just
Yeah.
have to make another arrangements.
Yeah. Kelly.
I'm gonna try to word this correct because I heard you mention multiple times. You said, "Oh, I'm a man now." Do you identify as a trans man?
No, I'm
Oh,
just
okay.
meaning like I had to go from one role
Gotcha,
to
I
another
don't-
role. Because my nature is masculine of center. Like that is the skew in which I see the world. And I feel like I've always been that way. And just didn't really understand what it meant in my body. You know what I mean? But I always mentally kind of was like a person that felt the need to provide. I always dated dudes that I had to do a lot for.
Oh, so you were providing in
I
a
always
way.
dated dudes that I had to do a lot for in the sense of just like emotionally keeping them on.
Oh, so you was dating a bunch of bitch ass niggas.
Yeah, sure. No, yes, I did. I liked lame guys, for sure.
Oh, that's
I
so
did.
funny.
We would have been something back in the day. So.
I like nerds and like
that's funny.
I love them.
Have you ever seen any of the dudes you dated back in the day, like now?
Yeah, for sure.
And what's the energy like?
fine. I don't know what it is for them, but they never really project anything crazy on me. You know what I mean? It's just like, what's up? I mean, also I'm so like chill, like, and I'm like a real person, so I'm like, I know we fucked and it's weird, but like it's fine. You know what I mean? Like, so there's no reason to be weird because it's not like I'm like, hey, don't act like I fuck. Like I'm like, it's whatever it is.
So you've hung out with the dudes that you used to be with?
Yeah, I used to hang out with my ex-boyfriend all the time when I would go to LA because he lives in LA. He moved to LA like years ago and he lives in LA.
And did he know? Do you think he had ideas, suspicions?
We never really talked about it.
Really?
You know what I mean? I don't.
Did you ever peg any of them?
No. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I don't think so. Because I wasn't like grossed out by dick. It wasn't like, it just wasn't my thing.
Yeah, yeah. But then you went to Atlanta and it turned you gay. Is it water down there?
No, it's just there's a lot of fine black women and they are gay.
Yeah, really?
So you're like, oh, wow, I didn't even know this was an option, but wow, this is interesting.
And I mean this is, seriously though, like what is it about Atlanta where there's this like, it almost feels like there's this immense freedom in the gay community, right?
I just think it's just a hub for black people, so you get all types of black people.
At first I thought that, but then I also thought it's like, well, this is in the South. There's a religious place, but it also seems like a place where like black gay people feel very safe expressing themselves and also accepted.
Yeah, there's a big black gay culture in Atlanta.
And what do you think that was? You think it's just a huge black community?
Yes.
There's other big black places that you don't see it in the same way.
But it was the attraction of Atlanta to everywhere. Like Atlanta, all black people know Atlanta is like the beacon of hope. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm gonna go to Atlanta and I'm gonna change my life. I'm gonna go to Atlanta, I'm gonna get me a good job, I'm gonna be able to get a house. If you're living on the East Coast where everything's super expensive and you're fucking living in the projects, you're like, we need to save some money and get our asses down to Atlanta so we could have some stuff.
It feels like what we used to read about Harlem being, what we read about Harlem, what it used to be, it feels like that's what Atlanta is now. I don't know if that's accurate or not. In terms of like that was like the center of Black America from what we learned in textbooks and shit, and now it feels like Atlanta is that.
Atlanta's just a place where you, like for me, when I went to school down there, I had not ever seen in my life so many young black people that were like just upwardly mobile and starting their own businesses and like out in the world, like getting to, I just had never seen that in Boston, never. So it was like, whoa, there's just opportunity here. You know, you'd go to Little 5 Points and it'd be 22-year-old dudes and they own a store and they like chilling and like, you getting all types of black people too. It's like you got skater kids, punk kids, Afro punk kids, gay kids. It's just like, I never seen nothing like that. So I think Atlanta's just like this thing where you know, at least it used to be, where it was like, hey, there's opportunity for me here and there's like opportunity for me to do this with people that look like me.
You think the freedom might come from being in a place where everybody looks like you? Whereas if you look different, you kind of feel like you have to fit with this small group of...
Exactly. And I think the desire for individualism. Like if the majority culture...
If everybody looks like this and is like this,
if blackness dominates the majority culture in the space,
then
all of a sudden it's
you're
like...
gonna see more, like,
I'll be the skater. I'll be like, what is my new identity?
But that comes... I think that comes from what is my experience. I think that comes with the freedom of fitting in. I don't have to worry about fitting in anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
So now I can truly be me.
Yeah.
Now I do fit in naturally, so let me be me.
Exactly.
Whereas the rest of us as outsiders, only Indian in whatever school, one or two black people in Boston.
Or if you're black in Boston, it's like, or black in a lot of cities, it's like, okay, there's like the 3 places that black people get to go. And then if I want to go into the city and be like, then I gotta go do white people shit. I gotta go to white people bars, I gotta hear white people music. That doesn't exist in Atlanta. Everything is black. The bars are black. The music is black. The clubs are black. You know what I'm saying? The strip clubs are black. Everything is black. So it just gives you this other layer of freedom.
You can explore your personal identity.
The gay clubs are black. You know what I'm saying?
So that makes sense. Like, yeah, that makes sense. In a place where you can explore your personal identity, if your personal identity is a different sexuality or if it's a different type of, I don't know, music or whatever the fuck it is, you can do it in that place. Wow, that's kind of, it's like being white. No, but in terms of like the way that you can explore it, it's so cool.
Yeah, so segregation was,
Finally,
that was a head start. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Interesting. And would you say that that's like the common feeling about Atlanta, like amongst your friends that are black that have gone there?
It was definitely the attraction. Is why everyone was going.
Yeah. Yeah,
and
wow.
it felt, and I think as a person, I changed from experience, not just my sexuality, but just what I thought was possible for me. It just opened my eyes to
Seeing
a
the
lot.
success,
Yeah.
seeing all these other people.
Yeah. And seeing it done their way and seeing it like this, it can be totally black. It doesn't have to ever
you don't have to
adjust
sacrifice
to
it all.
whiteness.
Yeah. Yeah. There's an authenticity that exists there. And that made you realize, okay, I can be authentically myself and succeed.
And especially old Atlanta, it was also, we're gonna all fuck with each other and help each other.
Yeah,
Like you could come to a dude and he's like, yo, I'm renting out my business for like $1,000. You could be like, I got 900. He'd be like, fuck it. If you gonna give me cash, like we could just do this and do that. And it was like, there was all these ways to work around shit, just like other communities do for themselves.
Yeah.
But you were like seeing this, and you don't really, I at least didn't go really seeing that amongst black people.
You feel like it's
you
not-
would go to City Hall to start your business. Like my girl always talks about like when she first opened her hair salon and she had to go do all this paperwork. She was like, you know, the black woman who worked at City Hall, because it's black people everywhere, she was like, they just walked me through the process. Like, baby, this is what you gotta do. Then you gotta go
So
here.
they're like almost rooting for you, low key.
Yes, they want you. They see a young black person. They want you to win. Like the police, like especially the city of Atlanta back then. When I was in Atlanta, the police didn't really. You got to be like. That's why people call Atlanta black Boston, because it's like you got to be drunk as fuck in the streets. The police didn't fuck with you. They didn't. You know what I'm saying? There was no real vibe. We would go to the club. We would listen to crunk music, push each other like all night, like white kids mosh, no fights, none of that shit. Because like everybody had shit to do, and most of us were in college or had a business, so you just had stuff you wanted to get home to.
Yeah.
And it was kind of understood, like we all here chilling, and the police would just be like, you know, get where you gotta go. As long as there's no real shit going on, we're good.
Yeah.
What's different about it now? Because you keep saying it used to be.
Violence.
Yeah.
And what happened with the violence?
Just too many different people coming. I feel a lot of people moved. It became like, yo, this the spot. But people moved.
Outside gangs come in and they start to
move. I just think people moved without a purpose. It used to be you were going to Atlanta to do something, and now it's go to Atlanta because it's dope to be there.
Oh, so instead of going to create, going to build,
yeah, you just
now you're
got
going to,
wayward
like,
people
absorb
just
and take away from it.
Exactly.
Oh, fuck.
And I think that's the main problem, because it increased the police. It increased the police like
Because
hostility.
anybody going to create is going to do what you were saying. It's like, I'm busy. I got a business I'm trying to build. I'm not trying to be out in these streets doing this
That's
fucked
what I'm
up
saying.
shit.
It's purposeful. Now it just seems like there's a lot of people there with no purpose. And it's just turned everything up. Like it used to be, I remember I ran into the back of a cop car drunk at a McDonald's drive-thru coming home one night from the club. And he got out, he looked at it, and he was like, where are you going? And I was like, bro, I promise you, I'm just going right there. Like my house is right there. And he was like, get out of here. You know what I mean? He was like, I better see you turn down that street, and I better not see you out no more tonight. And I was like, no.
Did you get the order though? Did you get your food?
Yeah, I got my food.
Okay.
I asked him, I was like, can I get my food? He was like, get your food. I was like,
Wow.
That was Atlanta. You know what I mean? It was like, you felt really safe.
Go to Atlanta, experience white privilege.
Wow.
Is there
Not
any-
anymore, though. And you know who ruined it? Black people.
Is there any other
We
place?
be ruining everything. We really do.
That is very white of you, honestly.
Is there any other place you felt
That's
has been
secretly a
similar?
thing that black people think. We're like, whoa.
Whoa.
All these black people going to Tulum. Now I
Yeah, I
can't go
know.
to Tulum.
Son, black people done fucked up Tulum. We've been fucked up fucking South Beach. Bro, South Beach used to be cool.
South Beach Wild.
Yo, that's hilarious. Hold on. So there's like a first wave of black people that go, and it's like, oh, we here, it's lit. And then there's a second wave, and y'all hate the second wave. Is that real?
I ain't gonna say it, bro.
I ain't gonna say that either.
I will.
I think white people kind of do that,
Black
bro.
flight.
Like, think about like Vegas back in the day,
Bro.
And now you go to Vegas and you're like, oh, it's like old fat white guys
White
and
people do this with Europe.
oh yeah.
Or like a new like European city or whatever. Like you'll go to fucking like Sicily. Now all the white people are gonna go because it was in White Lotus or whatever. But like they'll be the white people that have been, I've been going to Sicily for 10 years, whatever like that. And then you see the motherfuckers from like Long Island coming to Sicily, and you'd be like, oh, it's ruined. It's
Yeah.
over. Here they come. Blah blah blah.
Because then it's beyond race, it's just class.
What's that part
You're
of
just
Greece that everybody went to?
Mykonos.
Mykonos. Now it's, then you said Crete, and then I heard somebody, I already heard somebody, no, Crete is too touristy. I literally heard
Oh,
that
Crete's
like.
done already?
Yeah, already. It's happening so fast now, it's crazy.
Yeah, that's funny. Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, everyone does it. Once you can look beyond race, it's just class, and then it's like, all right, how else can we divide our little group? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because you don't want to identify with the second wave,
No.
even though you probably are.
Yeah.
Probably the fourth.
You probably, yeah, like there was mad waves. Like,
Yeah,
let's be honest, none of us
probably
went to
the
Tulum the
fourth,
first time we were invited.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I ain't going to that.
Yeah.
But-
there's someone that grew up in Atlanta in like the 90s listening to you being
Yeah.
like, what are you talking about, Atlanta back then?
Yeah, like she don't even know Atlanta like that. Yeah, for sure.
That's funny.
Look, Sam, I want everybody to go watch You Crush It and You People. I want everybody to go check out your special on Netflix, but also I want them to see the stand-up. Is there a tour coming?
Yeah.
Like, what's the
Yeah,
vibe?
I'm touring right now.
Yeah?
I'm taping a new special in June.
When in June? Where?
Yeah, so New York.
Where? Can we say or?
I can't say.
Okay, we won't say. Okay.
Go see Sam
But
live.
make
He's
sure you
so
go see
fucking funny.
website for shows.
I don't know. Something-
You'll find it. Google Sam.
I think it's like what? I don't know. I think it's like I'm Sam J or something. I don't know.
Yeah, Google it. They'll
Yo,
be there.
Google Sam J. Go get the
They'll
tickets.
show up. You know what I mean?
She's
It's
fucking
fine.
brilliant. And dude,
Thank you for saving
so
my
much.
marriage.
You're
Thank
the
you for
best.
saving my marriage. I really
Thank
appreciate it.
For real. You're the fucking best.
Appreciate y'all. It was fun.
Yeah, this was
Huge
fun.
fans.
Thank
That
you.
was absolutely great.
Absolutely. Real talk.